Hello, my name is Marlene Weisenbeck. I'm a Franciscan sister of Perpetual Adoration and the convener of the La Crosse Task Force to End Modern Slavery. As the second largest criminal activity in the world, we encounter human trafficking wherever we are, globally and locally. As you view these stories, I ask you to gaze upon the person. Consider the burden that she or he is carrying. Contemplate each situation, and then imitate others who are helping to move them out toward healing and wholeness. Gaze. Rest your eyes on what you see and hear. Experience this visual evidence of persons who are captured and terrorized through the strategies that brought them into the life of modern slavery. Though your eyes and thoughts may be drawn elsewhere, bring them back to the person that is the focus of each story. Consider. Allow your mind to study and understand the horrific situations that brought these individuals into their captivity. Consider the humiliation to which victims are submitted. Deepen your knowledge of the events that made them vulnerable to recruitment into this life. Do you sense a challenge or a call? Contemplate. Be present to what you see and hear. Listen with your inner senses to the meaning of the story. Listen to the cries of the enslaved without judgment. Then embrace an unceasing prayer for all those involved and all those who work to bring freedom to those in this underground economy of evil. Finally, imitate. All prayer moves us toward making efforts to create relationships of wholeness worthy of our God-given human dignity. Join in some way with others in bringing hope and freedom to the suffering world. Thank you.
So good afternoon, Jessica. Thank you for being here today. We appreciate you. What we're doing here today is we're educating the public on sex trafficking, what it looks like. We're dispelling some myths, and we're talking about some realities. So we thank you for helping us educate the community. Why don't we start off by having you tell us a little bit about what did your childhood look like?
Well, my childhood was pretty good till the age of about 13. Met a guy. He changed my whole life and perspective of like my life. I thought differently. I stopped going to school. I went up north with him to Duluth, started doing drugs, met another friend, a girl, so she kind of manipulated me to do drugs more, like really do it, and like not think twice about it. So after that, I started turning tricks, and I was just in the life after that, and I didn't care about anything else. My parents, I stopped answering phones, and that's all.
So you met a man. How old was this boyfriend of yours?
He was older, probably like 3-4 years older, probably like 19 at the time. I was 13, and he just changed my whole life, I guess.
So initially it was like a boyfriend-girlfriend type relationship.
Yeah.
What happened in that relationship? Was there a specific event or something that happened where it went from just you and him to him selling you?
He told me I could get more money, and that we could get more things in life and just kind of manipulating my head and telling me that we could get a car, you know, we could go shopping, and that's all I wanted to do at that age, you know what I mean? So I was like, I might as well, because I didn't really care at the point after he was just like all my whole world. Like I fell in love, my brain just stopped working out to anything else, and that's
Sure.
all I cared about.
He was your focus, your
Yeah,
main
and
focus.
whatever he said do, I would do. Yeah.
Okay. Did at any point during that time, did it become uncomfortable where you were thinking like, wait a minute, this doesn't seem right, or was it just?
Yeah, that happened. I was like, he don't love me. I mean, that don't seem right. Why is he, you know, trying to make me have sex with other men? You know what I mean? So I was like, that don't even make sense to me. That's just crazy. So after that, I stopped talking to him, and I met another dude, and he was the same, but he was way older, about 35, and he just kind of manipulated me too, and did the same kind of thing, and I just fall for it, and I had friends, and they were starting to do it, so I was like, why wouldn't I? And I started doing drugs more, buying it, and yeah.
And that was normalized.
Yeah.
Was this up in Duluth still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Being Native American, did anyone ever make you feel less than because of your race, religion, or ethnicity? Did you ever feel different?
Not less than, but probably more better than other people.
Okay.
I felt like I was like more highly respected, actually. I don't know why, but I felt like because I was making more money than other girls, you know what I mean? And I was always sleeping on the bed when other girls sleeping on the floor. I don't know, I just always felt more high than anybody else.
Okay. Were you the bottom bitch?
Yeah.
Okay. So you were the bottom. So
Yeah.
you had more perks,
Yeah.
if you will.
Yeah.
So being the bottom, were you recruiting other women, or were they already recruited and you collected money, or did
Yeah.
you place ads, or how did that work?
I placed ads, but I didn't recruit them. When they came in, it was through the guy, and he already knew them, and I didn't ask why, how, or whatever. And yeah, I just did the ads if they needed help. I didn't really do them, like all the things, if they needed help. So I
Okay.
did. And
Okay.
they kind of felt like they knew that I was the, you know, bottom bitch or whatever you want to call it. They knew that, but they still continued to respect me and think that I had more experience, kind of.
And you had more respect from your
Yeah.
abuser.
Yeah.
Okay. How many people were there in your stable?
About 7 or 8.
About 7 or 8.
Mm-hmm.
And was that mostly up in the Duluth area?
For a little bit it was. Then we moved down to Minneapolis area. Started using, I don't even know what it was called. It was some site that you get cheaper hotels, and we used that, and wherever it picked us, wherever it sent us, that's where we go. But we really, Bloomington area and Minneapolis area.
We're in 494.
Yeah.
What race were the other women?
There was a lot of white women, white ones, and Mexican.
Okay.
Not too many other natives.
Okay.
But I was about the only native there, and the other one was Mexican, white, and yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the power and control that your abuser used on you, he taught you.
Mm-hmm.
And he taught you how to use with other girls.
And I thought it was normal. You know what I mean? I thought that lifestyle was normal. I thought it was kind of not like, I left my other friends, like, you know what I mean, when I had them before, when I was younger. My best friend, I didn't tell her nothing about it. It was just normal. I left her out of it. I stopped talking to her for a couple of years, and yeah, it was normal.
So you know a lot of other people that were doing it, and it
Yeah.
seemed like,
It was normal.
yeah.
But my other friends, they still went to school, and I just stopped talking to them. I just felt like they were nothing, I guess. And other girls were just my new friends, my new sisters, my new family. You know what I mean? Felt it was really normal.
Well, and you had some other things going on that made it look more normal, like every movie you see, every song you listen to on the radio glorifies it.
Yeah.
Um,
And it kind of felt good when you get money. You know what I mean? You get money, and you don't have to ask nobody for nothing. You know what I mean? And even though I give it to him, I felt like it was still being spent on me. Yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't stop. If it wasn't, I probably would have. Maybe went my own way, but it was.
So how long were you with this man?
Um,
From the beginning to the end?
It was not beginning to the end. It was like about a year and a half with him, and it was another man.
Okay.
Hmm.
A different pimp?
Yes.
Okay. Did the pimps sell you from one to the other, or did you go
No.
to the other one?
Go to the other one.
Okay.
Because I didn't know
You didn't know.
until I got into the relationship, and then they found out I was doing it before. So they're like, oh, why don't I probably, do it again? And that's what happened.
Okay.
But after that second dude, I was like, I'm done with the dudes. I'm doing it myself. And me and this other girl just did it ourselves. And she was native, but it was not one of the girls that was with me before. It was another girl, and we did it together.
Were you doing it down here in Minneapolis?
Yes.
South Minneapolis?
Yes,
It's very dangerous.
yes, I know. And we would go to out calls and always get, weird people, really weird people. And we got robbed before, we got, hit before, all that stuff. So,
When you were going rogue?
yeah.
Okay.
It was kind of more scarier by yourself, you know what I mean? But it felt better because you were doing it alone.
You were keeping the money this time.
Yes. And
Yeah,
we were
but-
spending it on ourselves, and we were spending our own room together.
And yeah. While you were out there being rogue like this in South Minneapolis, was this like Bloomington Lake Street area or
Over by Lindale and Bloomington, kind of.
Lindale?
Yeah. In
Oh.
Bloomington.
Well, Lindale and Bloomington are parallel.
Well,
So-
I know it was I know it was like.
Oh,
right by
in Bloomington, you
Yeah.
mean the town? Oh, so
Bloomington.
you were in the suburbs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was over south, back and forth, but a lot over there at Bloomington.
Sure.
And by the mall, those hotels by the Mall of
Right.
America.
And those are a little higher class.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you weren't dealing with the guys driving around Lake Street and Chicago and
No.
some of those guys. So you,
But we did have, crazy people sometimes, when we went to out calls. We
Sure.
did go over there sometimes, and it was crazy.
what were some of the tactics that you used to keep yourself safe? That you used, just to get through day by day to tell yourself that this is okay, I can keep going.
For like an out call or
Yeah.
just regular?
Just being in the life. I mean, what kept you going every day? Because you're a very smart gal. I know you. And you're very sensitive. So at some point you must have said, wait a minute.
Well, I think it was because I had a friend other than the native girl, and she was with me with the other girls. But she became one of my really good friends. And she was really big. So if I needed her, I would call her if I really needed her, and she was always be there.
Okay.
If I needed a ride to an out call, she would be there, and she would wait outside, and she said, if you need me, if you ain't out in whatever minutes, I'm going to be in there. She was like my ride or die girl.
Good.
And she would beat a dude up, literally. So she
Okay.
have done it before. So I felt like I wasn't worried about, getting killed or raped or something. But, it did happen once. And I can't say that she wasn't there, but she was there, but I didn't get the chance to call.
Okay.
But after that, that's when it slowed down about me doing out calls, and I just did in calls.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. When you and your friend were doing this on your own, were there other pimps that were trying to get at you that were trying to have you work for them? Did you have any repercussions that they said that you can't do this on your own, you've got to be part of my stable? Or?
I know a couple did do that before, like they would call, you know what I mean, and you know if it's different, you know what I mean. So I knew it was a pimp, and they always try to get us, you know, to come, but it never happened. It never. They always said like we can do this together, blah blah blah, but it never happened. I stayed to myself, and me and her just did it.
How old were you when you got out of the life?
I was about 17,
Okay.
not too long,
Okay.
when I got pregnant.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And was there a specific event or something that it was really, so it was when you got pregnant you decided that this is...
Well, I did it for like a month when I got pregnant because I needed the money. So I kind of stacked up for, even though I was pregnant, I did it. Because I didn't know who the dad was. I had a feeling who it was. It could be, but I didn't know, so I didn't want to tell one of them. So I just stacked my money up, and I just bought everything when I found out what it was, and that's the last time I did it. And I kind of stopped, and I have temptations. You know, I did have temptations after the baby was born.
Because of easy money?
Yeah, because, and I knew one regular trick, you know, that's the only one I called. You know what I mean? And I called him sometimes. It would be for easy money real quick. But after that, I stopped. And that's about it.
Okay, so you got out of the life. Did you have a lot of criminal charges?
No, when I was a minor, I did get, well, had my friend, one of my friends was staying at my mom's house with me, but my mom didn't know nothing about it. She went to go do, you know, hit a lick or whatever, and it was
Your
the
mom
police.
went to hit a
No,
lick?
the girl.
Okay.
Went to go hit a lick down the street. She got picked up, and she said she wanted me to come, so I walked down the street, and it was the police. And but they, you know, she was a runaway from Duluth, so she had to go back, and I just got sent home because I was a victim and I was young. So
Right, good. So you
never got charged though.
Okay, so you escaped the life without a charge, and fortunately you weren't someone who really enjoyed drugs
No.
that much. So when you got out, you were able to get out of
Mhm.
that. Because you're still young now, and you're still growing now, and you're growing a very beautiful family. You have two lovely boys.
Thanks.
Can you tell us something about that would help maybe some other Native American girls? What is it that you would want to tell them?
That they're really pretty, and they're really the ones that they're looking for, is the pretty ones, and to not be, you know, get into the life. It's not a good, don't mess with the bad boys, don't mess with the ones that you see out here with money and they're just flashing it, you know what I mean? Don't do that, because it's not going to be a good route for you. And just, you know, stay to the people that been around and love you and care about you, because you're pretty and you got nice hair. That's all they look at, your hair and, you know, your body, and just, yeah, that's what they're looking for. Yeah.
So just stay away from people.
Yeah, the bad guys, the bad boys. I mean, that's the ones most people like.
Right.
You know what I mean? So don't get into it. Stay to the nerds or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally understand, because the bad boys generally have some suave ways of approaching us and know what to say and know what we want to hear.
They're trained for it.
They're trained for it. Did you know a lot of other Native Americans when you were growing up?
No, just a couple.
Just a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so from your experience, do you know in the Native American community, are there more women that are involved in prostitution, do you think, per capita
Yes.
in the Native American than in other?
Yes. Yeah.
That's what I've thought.
Yeah.
Like I shared with you, when I was on the streets about 10 years ago, all of the Native American women are dead.
Yeah.
Andrea Appleby and Pam and some of the girls you probably knew that were stabbed at the hotel, and yeah. It's very sad,
Yes.
very, very sad, that 100% of the Native Americans that I used to hang out with are gone.
Yeah.
Half of the African Americans, but all of the Native
Yeah.
Americans. And we have a pretty big population in the cities in the South Side.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
so is there anything else that you want people to know about you?
That I'm just a regular person. You know what I mean? I'm not like a prostitute. It was the lifestyle. It was regular. It was nothing different than your regular lifestyle. It was just the lifestyle that I lived, and it was normal. And now I'm a good person, and I'm out the life, and I'm happy, and not doing it or think about it, trying to help other people.
Very good. Thank you so
Mhm.
much. We
Thanks.
appreciate you sharing.
Yep.
Is there any particular situation where you would caution, especially young Native girls, to be careful of, where you would populate? Is there any special something? You say beware, you want to just tell them beware when you...
Be caution
Mhm.
of
That's more for a Native American girl than anyone else.
really just to be caution of your some people's families, you know, just to be watch out for the people around you, like even your family, because your family, you know, a lot of Native Americans are a lot of alcoholics, and some people don't know what they're giving you. You know, they manipulate your family. You know what I mean? So your family, to look out for them, to just the people around you, be caution. Yeah.
Thank you.
I have a question regarding the powwows,
Mhm.
because I saw that's where many of the women are abducted. It's from the powwows.
Yeah. I did hear that too before. A lot of people go there because they know a lot of Native women is gonna be there, and a lot of pimps do go there that I've heard actually, and you just gotta know who you're around. You know what I mean? And you know, a lot of powwows, they get drunk and they don't know what they're doing, and just to stay alert, yeah, alert of who you're around, because the powwows are sometimes a good place, sometimes not a good place. Depends on yourself. Yes, but you can be caution of the people around you, especially there too. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.